Morning everyone. I had a bit of a chat the other day about 5G and heavy metals, and obviously people don't like hearing anything about the body building up heavy metals in the system, or the fact that Wi-Fi energy can indeed build up. So I just wanted to show you, because someone of course said, oh, you use a phone so therefore you're a hypocrite. Anyway, whatever. So basically I use, and there's different ones for different budgets. This one is about $600 Australian. It's a Tesla device that helps to sop up EMFs so we get less damage by them. So I've got one in my house. This is in my treadmill room. I'm not going to show you it because it's a bit of a mess, but I've got one upstairs. They go for 45 meters in all directions. And it's supposed to do an entire 2-story house, but I actually have one downstairs as well. On top of that, there are also little devices, and once again, there's lots of different budgets. Just sort of, I always think anything is better than nothing. And I've got one in my handbag. This is like a little it only does 3 meters in all directions. So it's another Tesla device. So the reason I use those is that one of the ladies in Australia, Donna Fisher, she was involved in doing research when a bunch of women got breast cancer at the ABC studios. I don't know whether that made the news around the world, but it was around 15 years ago. And basically because it was like 8 women or something, and there was a cluster, and it was at the ABC's a TV channel, and because of the huge signals, they suspected that it might be linked in with those frequencies. And anyway, what the researchers ended up saying was that they didn't actually have time to show any true cause, which is sort of interesting. But anyway, here's my second one. So I have a second one downstairs in the kitchen, and also on the back of this phone, I also have another device to protect me from the phone. So I've got one in the handbag, I've got one downstairs, I've got one upstairs. And the other thing, I suppose, is that, like, you know, I do things like, you know, use purified water. I do have a filter out there in the kitchen as well. We actually have, you know, this is for all the people who say I'm a hypocrite, so, you know. So out here in the front yard, I've got this huge box. And in here is a big, oh, sorry, I should have unlocked it first. That, obviously I haven't opened it for a while. That is a huge device. You can see how big it is. But that is for pulling fluoride out of the water. Because my whole life, I've been allergic to town water. When I've travelled around the world, there's been certain places where I haven't actually had issues, which has always been interesting to me, that some places, but until I got this, honestly, the idea of, you know, standing in a hot shower and just, you know, bathing in it was never thought that was something that I would enjoy doing, because I would get red, itchy eyes and they would be sore for hours afterwards. I never wore eye makeup for like 30 years, and occasionally I would find a brand, but it didn't matter if I put it on soon after having a shower. My eyes would go red and I'd have what I call the Terminator eye. So it's something in our family we have a real issue with. And even I found out a few years ago, my mum has a major issue with chlorine. She can faint if she's in the shower for too long, and I didn't even find that out until a couple of years ago. I'm like, what do you mean? So she can bath and she doesn't have issues, but if she actually stands and the heat and so chlorine turns into, you know, in the movies, they grab that stuff in the thing and they put it over people's mouths and then people, you know, fall, whatever that is, that's what they, chlorine turns into that when it vaporizes. So it's one of those things that it really depends on the human. But anyway, so they're just a few things I do in my house. So I do purify my water. I do purify the house water. I remove the chlorine, and also within that filter, there's actually, there's 4 parts to it. So it's not just the big silver thing. There's actually small one. There's a couple of things. So there's one that takes out the big, there's one for huge particles. There's one that helps to ionize the water again. And there's another one for remineralization. So it's sort of a bit of everything in there. So, and of course I have crystals all over the place, but they're sort of, I don't know, it all helps, I sort of figure. So whenever I'm working with things, I often have my little crystals around the place because I figure can't hurt, might help. Anyway, that's it. See you later. Bye.